there is a time and a place to say yes. In this Real Talk, we're talking about saying yes to opportunities and my year of yes. A lot of great things came from that year, but I also lost a lot as well. And today I'm sharing my experience. Stay tuned for this Real Talk. Hey there, welcome to another episode of the Real Talk with Tian podcast. This is a podcast dishing all the dirt on the realities of running a creative business. My name is Tian, and I'm a designer, technical editor, and business coach. See, since leaving corporate almost a decade ago, I've been doing this amazing work full time. It hasn't always been easy, but it has always been totally worth it. Over the years, I've had the amazing opportunities to work with hundreds of makers just like you and tons of big brands. This has given me a front row seat to what it takes to be successful as a creative business. With this podcast, I'm drawing back the curtains to share with you the behind the scenes of the realities of what it's really like, what it takes to run a successful and fulfilling creative business. Welcome to the conversation. Grab a cup of tea or your favorite beverage. It's time for some real talk. Maybe you remember Shonda Rhimes' book, The Year of Yes, or possibly you read the book like many of us did. The book was transformative for me in that it opened up my eyes to possibilities, just to another way of seeing things and approaching opportunities. Now, saying yes might seem easy, right? An opportunity comes along, you say yes, the end. But for me, saying yes is very difficult. After years in corporate where saying yes was the only answer, trust me, not a great approach. Going full-time on this entrepreneurial journey, I was ready to do a complete 180. Plus, let's be honest, there's a lot riding on decisions when you're in charge. There are things like the family budget, the company's operations to think about. And you can't just go willy-nilly in making decisions, right? 2018 was the year for experimenting, to try to do something different, to say yes more openly. So what happened in my year of yes? What was the game plan? Well, the plan was to pretty much to take on just about every opportunity that came my way. A yarn company would want a design, yes. They would want that design in a ridiculously short turnaround time frame, yes. A designer wanted me to tech edit their design, yes. They wanted a discount, or our values didn't match, or something else. Yes. They wanted it like yesterday, and they had edits, changes they made for me to re-edit the pattern. Yes, why not? So what happened? In a nutshell, my year of yes brought in a lot of work. I had great opportunities that led to many, many other opportunities that today I'm still seeing residuals from. I made great income. I was ready to build out my business to an agency model where I'd hire help, maybe one or two part-time help instead of contractors that I'd been using pretty consistently in the past. I was ready to scale this bad boy, to an empire. But behind all that was the declines. We'll be back to the episode in literally 90 seconds. But first, a quick shout out to our sponsors. This episode of the Real Talk with Tian podcast is brought to you by possibly the most important training for crochet and knitwear designers and tech editors. Pattern Grading Made Easy, Learn to Grade Like a Pro, Self-Study. This course has helped hundreds of designers and tech editors learn the skills to level up and create patterns that are size inclusive. When we're talking about making designs bigger, it's not just about making the numbers larger. It's about the proportions and considerations of the bodies the designs will fit. I've been there, struggling to figure out pattern grading and how it all worked, figuring out the formula. With the years under my belt as a renowned designer and sought after tech editor, I'm sharing all I know so you can avoid all the trials and error and start creating patterns that are size inclusive. So if you don't want to be that designer, You know, the ones who think adding more sizing to their sweater pattern is too hard and too expensive. They don't value all bodies, and God forbid, they'll be promoting obesity. Oh, clutching my pearls. If you're ready to create patterns that are focused on every body, then join Pattern Grading Made Easy Self-Study and start grading like a pro. For more information, go to bit.ly/pattern grading self-study. Again, that's bit.ly/pattern grading self-study. Now let's get back to the show. And those declines include health, relationships with my boys, my happiness. That's a big one. In my year of yes, I lost all my boundaries. I said yes to a lot of stuff. Many that made my belly bubble a little bit. And not in the, girl, you're just nervous, this will be okay kind of way. It was in the way that felt sick. Like those days in corporate when as soon as noontime on Sunday hit, it was just feeling sick and filled with dread of going to work on Monday morning. My amazing creative job was starting to have that sour taste I used to get in my hour-plus long commute to my cubicle, where I'd work for 8+ hours doing crap that didn't matter with people I could care less about, only to sit in traffic for another hour to get home, to spend only a couple of hours at the end of a long and tiring day with my real MVPs, my boys. That is what my workday was starting to feel like. And I hated it because I always said that if I was going to do this, my number one priority are my boys. And my year of yes was doing the complete opposite because I had no boundaries. I was saying yes without pushing back to what I wanted. My year of yes was me giving and giving without getting any of the benefits of working for myself and doing the work I love. I was getting up early and working late into the evening to meet deadlines. Even though I was home, I wasn't really available, right? I was always too busy to do things. I was missing out, ordering out dinners, and just not being there emotionally. And what's the point, right? I could just go back to corporate. If that's the life I wanted, something had to give. Was it the book's fault that I lost myself? Of course not. The lessons I've learned and what I want to share is that sometimes the season is for yes, but there needs to be a season of no. Saying yes doesn't have to mean that you're a doormat or that you're giving up yourself completely without boundaries. Say yes, but still stick to your values. Do that gut check to make sure the thing, the offer, the opportunity all feels right. And if it doesn't feel 100% right, push back. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Find a balance where you can say yes because it's a great opportunity, but add or subtract the things that doesn't ring true to you at the time. So for me, now I go through seasons of yes and no because I need that balance and I can't fire on all cylinders at all times without going in for rest and tune-ups. So if you're a maker, a designer, or creative, and you feel like you have to say yes to everything, to every opportunity that comes your way, take a step back and look at who is given this advice, why, and how you can make it work for you, all while maintaining your own boundaries and values. Cultivate that mindset of abundance that if this opportunity passes you by, there will be others to come along just as good or even better than the last. Forget about the scarcity idea that there's just a limited amount of opportunities, so you just have to jump onto this opportunity that's in front of you right now. Don't feel pressure. Just keep going. Other opportunities will come along. Trust me, you don't have to say yes to every opportunity that comes along that's right in front of you right now. You have the choice. That's it. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to another episode of the podcast all the way to the end. Everything we mentioned will be listed in the show notes at tianconneton.com/realtalkwithtn. If you have questions on anything I've mentioned, or if you just want to book a coaching session, go to tianconneton.com/contact-us to get in touch. You got this.